promotions, live announcements, online classes, church services, and wildlife broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
There
Andrew.
are many benefits of using live streaming services to broadcast your event, and even more benefits to letting the experts handle it for you. Setting up a live stream on your own requires a lot of technical skill. You could do it yourself. Sure. You could buy your own server and encoder, but you don't even know what those things are. And your camera has a flash cube. If you aren't too familiar with streaming technology, it's best to use the reliable streaming services provided by Central Media Services. Check them out at centralmediaservices.com.
You do a great job there.
I look good. I mean, really good.
So go to centralmediaservices.com/up-and-Adam to look at me. All right, joining us now in studio.
You can see all of us.
Right, but nobody's...
You can see all the
What
guests.
is wrong with your face?
Andrew's
Nothing.
wearing something on his face. What is
We
that?
talked about this yesterday. You let me down. You were supposed to come in as Superman today.
Mm-hmm.
I was coming in as Batman. We were going to do this whole Justice League theme on the show today, and then you left me hanging.
I came in as...
I'm stuck sitting here in a stupid Batman
Calm down.
mask.
It's not stupid. You look good.
Thank you.
Calm down. I came in as
look
Clark
good.
Kent on the weekend. It's okay. Glasses are off. No suit, no tie. Let's get to
So
work.
now I got to sit here in a Batman mask all show.
And at
Nobody's going
7:20,
to take me seriously.
Speaker of the House Kurt Dout's going to be joining us over the phone. Then at 7:40, Ramsey County Attorney John Choi. But now, in the studio from the Ex-Offenders Resource Network, James Whitfield and Walter Womack. Morning, gentlemen.
Thank you. Good morning.
We were going to try to do 7 to 10 minutes now, minimum.
Okay.
A minimum of 7.
Got you.
It's written into statute.
Got you.
Yeah. All right, you guys, let's remind the listeners again what the Ex-Offenders Resource Network does.
Ex-Offenders Resource Network prepares the men and women leaving prison for today's workforce. We provide training in 21st century technologies. We teach them, for those who had missed the technology curve, we teach them basic computer functions, operations. We teach them all of the Microsoft products, Word, Outlook, PowerPoint, Excel, Access, SharePoint, things to get them ready for the workforce. And also we teach them QuickBooks and various other software principles that are used in business today. Then we also teach them documentary filmmaking as well as...
Okay, I would like to come to that.
Yes, documentary filmmaking through Channel 15 in Blaine, Minnesota,
Okay.
Town Square Television in Inver Grove Heights, and at St. Paul Neighborhood Network in St. Paul.
All right, now you've got 2 workshops coming up. What are those 2 workshops? And how can our listeners help?
Okay. And listeners can help by, if they'd like to participate in the program or the workshops, to email us. But first, configuration management.
Okay.
That is the process of how all systems work together in conjunction with each other, like how you can configure your computer to work with your printer, your fax, and so forth.
Okay.
And so on. And there's also, and this course is offered by CMP IC LLC and Mr. Leo Clark, co-founder.
Leo Clark, okay.
And the course, if the workshop is to see if there's sufficient interest in learning about configuration management. If so, then we are developing a pilot program through CMPIC and the University of Houston, Texas. It's a certification course where you also receive certification if you complete the course, and you will receive 6 college credits that are transferable.
All right, I know nothing about business and even less about computers. What type of, if somebody were to become proficient in configuration management, what kind of job does that get you? Where does that go? What kind of business? What does that do?
Configuration management is used by the military, the federal government, state governments, hospitals, any business organization.
All right.
You know, and the starting salary for a configuration management specialist is the lowest level, starts at approximately $64,000 a year.
Wow.
I will be leaving with you
Yeah.
at 7:20.
Why wait? Let's just go. This has been fun, guys. Good show.
Yeah.
And
Glenn Beck at 9.
And the second part, the configuration management workshop will be held Monday, March 9th, 2015 at the Sabathani Center, 310 East 38th Street, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55409.
Now, this is for people who've been in prison, coming out of prison.
Yes.
All of our listeners who
Yes.
criminal past.
Yes. It's those who have a prior criminal history, also known as an ex-offender, ex-felon, whatever, ex-con.
It's like half our listeners.
Yeah, because that's about 2/3 of the country. But anyway, what it is we'd like to help them get back into society, and this organization, CMPIC, that is their mission, to help these men and women get back.
Well, we've talked about this before. It would not be... it'd be easy for me to imagine somebody listening to this saying, well, you shouldn't have screwed up and gone to prison, and I'm not going to help you. Well, do we want people going back to prison?
Right.
No.
Right.
Do we want people committing crimes? No. So
once their
let's help people get
sentence
back
is served,
to it.
they've served their time, they've done their sentence. Now we need to help them get back to being a productive member of society, and there aren't enough resources to do that, and that's why you see such high rates of recidivism.
Now, the other workshop, this expungement workshop, explain that. That's on March 12th?
Yes, that is on Thursday, March 12th. Also,
This is all next week?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's also at the Sabathani Center. But let me back up just a second before I can give the time frames. For the configuration management class at the Sabathani Center, it'll be Monday, March 9th, starts at 9 a.m. and ends at 2 p.m. For those who have pre-registered already, there's a free box lunch that will be provided.
Nice.
For those who have not registered, then, you can attend, but hey, you won't get the box lunch benefit. All right. Now, the expungement workshop.
Couldn't you just take the lunch of somebody who's new to the configuration management course? Take their lunch? Intimidate as a prison joke. I got to stop making prison jokes.
Hey,
you guys might not think they're funny.
They're falling a little flat this morning, Jack.
That's what I'm going to be there for. I'm going to be there to protect everyone's lunches. Make sure you don't get your lunch.
Are you guys serving cake?
No, we would not be serving cake. But
Metal file.
Okay. But now the expungement workshop, we were contacted by Ryan Kampmeyer and Angela McRoy of the Kampmeyer Law Firm in downtown Minneapolis to co-host an expungement workshop, free, for individuals coming in to talk about, so they can talk about the expungement process and how it can help them get better access in life, to jobs, housing, and so much more. And since that time, realizing that the possibility he may be overwhelmed, I contacted the Volunteer Lawyers Network. So some attorneys from the Volunteer Lawyers Network will also be present.
Oh.
And also
That's great.
Mr. Leon Treywick from Treywick and Smith. He says if he's back in town, he will be there. Carol Grant, unfortunately, she has a trial in Owatonna and can't make it. But I've been reaching.
But there's a lot of resources and a lot of information made available at this event.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I've printed out flyers in Spanish, English.
Do you have information online anywhere that we can promote and get out on Facebook and Twitter?
Yes, it's on my Facebook page.
I'll pull
There's
it up.
like hundreds of pages.
I got it.
I hit all my friends, even you, Jack.
Thanks.
I think you too, Andrew.
Yep.
But anyway, and this one, it will be held in the evening from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. We are expecting a large crowd. So, again, we're asking people to register so that way it shows accountability for our organization of the services that we are providing.
Sounds good. We have a call either about or from the Stillwater Prison. Marty, you're up. Good morning, Marty.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Doing fine. What's on your mind?
Well, we've been trying to get hold of Mr. Whitmore for quite a while now from the prison newspaper. We'd like to have be able to put out his resources to the offenders here at the prison.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Is this Marty Hawthorne?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
All right, Marty, do you want to stay on hold? And then when we're done with this segment, James can grab that phone and talk to you?
That'd be fantastic.
Let's do that.
We'll do that.
Dylan, don't hang up on him. Marty, don't hang up on yourself. Let's take Don in St. Paul. Good morning, Don.
Can't.
Yeah,
Dylan's still screening Don.
Oh, he's still in the screening process. Oh, there we go. All right, Don in St. Paul.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
I worked in construction, for about 30 years. Became injured and myriad other health issues. even end up living in my car, lost everything. And I'm involved in these programs. I'm trying to get back to work while going to therapy. And they have nothing for me. The best they can do is offer me jobs like to clean houses or things like that, of course, which I can't do because of my back and all sorts of stuff. And, I made some mistakes in family court where I had misdemeanors because I wanted to see my son in a family court that flies a gay activist flag in a domestic abuse department on a wall in the government center. So that should tell you all you need to know about that.
Okay.
And the misdemeanors almost put me in prison because I wanted weekend visitation. But I was going against a guy who was a board of regents at the U of M. I'm not even going to get into that.
Thank you.
But in any event, I've been fighting since 2007 to try to find something to help me out. They turned me down for disability, which is fine. I don't care about that. I got a meager pension, poverty level pension. If it weren't for the programs, I'd be an ice cube somewhere alongside a curb by now. And I'm going on 60, and I hear these programs that are offered for these gentlemen, and God bless them, but let's face it, this is about politics. It's about what affiliation they think they're going to vote. So people like me,
How do you
they're
mean?
not going to get.
What do you mean, Don?
How do you mean that?
Well, I've been in some pretty rough jail systems, and a lot of them are Democrat. A lot of them like Obama. A lot of them vote that party. And I've been thrown in a worse workhouse system in the state of Minnesota because after 17 years wanting to see my son, I finally told a judge to take a bleep and walk.
So are you saying that you can't get any help post-jail because you lean right?
The best they can do through the Ramsey County Mental Health, because I have mental health issues too, PTSD and stuff, the best they can do is send some lady here and show me how to do a resume, make sure my record's clean, which it finally is. All I've ever had is misdemeanors. And the best they can do is, well, here's a job, house cleaning. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, I can't do it. I get shots in every joint in my body.
That's what I tell my wife, too, Don. I think you should check out Ex-Offenders Resource Network. The website is x-offendersresourcenetwork.org.
I have put up a cross post for the information on my Facebook page. You can get the link on my Twitter, Andrew Lee TCNT, also Up and Adams Show on Twitter as well.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. James Whitfield and Walter Womack with the Ex-Offenders Resource Network. Good luck with your 2 events next week. And as always, you are always welcome to come by.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys.
And I encourage folks to go to the TwinCitiesNewsTalk.com webpage to find my podcast of the interview of these 2 gentlemen about their time in prison. It was incredibly fascinating, super enlightening.
Yeah, I want to say one last thing before
Fire
we
away.
go. Anybody who's been in prison needs to take advantage of all programs that's allotted to them. Mm-hmm. Especially with a lot of us might not be aware of the configuration management, but it's an opportunity to learn what it is, what it does, what it stands for, and it might be a possibility for you to enter that field.
Sounds good. All right, when we return, Speaker of the House Kurt Dowd to respond to Governor Mark Dayton and Tom Bach wanting to raise the gas tax, also House File 2, which passed the House last night. James, real quick, one more?
Okay. Last 2 things here real quick. One, I've learned from staff at the Volunteers of America that all federal prisoners now leaving prison must now enter some type of prisoner reentry programming. And so they're going to schedule and try to shoot our program to the Director of Bureau of Prisons in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And lastly, we have a conference set up to meet with officials in Miami-Dade County to establish a program down there in Miami.
Congratulations.
Sounds
That's awesome.
good. That's Andrew will go with you.
I'll
Loves
be right
Miami.
there with you.
Kurt Dowd, when we come back.
Up and Adam now. Glenn Beck next at 9.
On Twin Cities News Talk, AM 1130.